The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. How are you? Welcome into a later than normal version of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault. We are live on YouTube and on Twitter. Replayed Sirius XM, channel 159. Have you gone and listened? If you guys are listening, let us know. Shout us out at Boston versus the Book on Twitter. Let us know. Tell us you're listening. Sports Grid, we know you're watching because Dave and I watch it half the time too. So we know you guys are watching with us. You guys always interact with us when the show is going on Sports Grid. How are the hats, Dave? Because everyone's been saying, okay, that Lions lid that you did might be one of your best.
All right, first and foremost, welcome. It's a late afternoon edition, West Coast time, drive time for East Coast time, right? Midwest, we're in between, a little bit later out in England and over in Croatia. Yeah. Hello, sir. Everyone else. Yeah, so circumstances dictated that we had to get these things done at a certain time today because my guy is not going to be around. So we're going to save it for favorite thing about today.
Okay.
But I'm just going to give you a little peek, little fashion show, quick look. Okay. This is number one. This was a personal request. This was like a
Browns.
This might be a 49ers mix. Like it's a gray with red and white. I don't
see
know.
Ohio State.
It's her high school. It could be Ohio State.
I see Ohio State.
Could be Ohio State. Well, we don't like that one if it's Ohio State. We like it.
I'm calling it the Buckeye version.
We got this one.
That's
This is a Penn State.
Yeah, that's the Penn State one.
With the hidden V with the Navy.
Yep.
But it's there. You could see it. It's pretty damn nice. Okay?
It is nice.
That's pretty good.
Navy hat.
Navy hat. Then we got the I'm going to call this one earmuffs. This is JC from KC.
Oh, that's KC. Hell yeah. That's 100%.
Okay. That is all done red, white, gold, that yellow with the outline there. So that's the JC from KC model.
That's the chief model.
And then this one. All right, this is, this could be round 2 matchup, all right? This is the cowboy one.
Definitely.
Okay. Navy with the silver shine and then the outline. Dollar sign, okay, but then we got this one, and this one's the holy grail right now. This one popping.
That thing's awesome.
2 people tried to buy this off me in the store, and in the parking lot walking out. I said, "Hold on, that Honolulu blue."
Yeah, that's nice.
Popping, Detroit.
Yeah,
home game. Holy crap! Yeah. So this one here.
That's one of those, like, you tell Corbin, we got to go ahead and put that in the system as like a lockdown. Like, that's going to be reprinted. That one will be very popular. I like that one a lot. That one's nice.
Yeah. Well, we got a surprise for you at the end of the show. There's another one that's waiting.
Okay.
That I tried experimenting. When I get a little bit of time and I start thinking, and I'm like, you know what, this might work. And stay tuned for that. We're going to try to get the whole show in.
Who's the Lions one?
What's that?
Who's the Lions? Who's getting that?
That is JPC the 4th, Clearcheck.
Congratulations.
He got that one. He got the first Detroit model, but we got other guys. We got Daniel G already DMing. We already got.
Yeah.
Listen, if the Lions win this week, I told Corbin, you better be ready.
Right.
Okay.
We have a bunch of them
because
coming.
If they win on Sunday night, I'm going to be here to open on Monday. If you're here with this machine and we get this thing rolling, we're going to be cranking out some Lions hats. That's all I'm saying. I tried to get the base hat.
Can we write like Detroit somewhere on it? Like somebody asked me, like, somebody said to me, we should brand there's two things because you make these hats. There's two things we should be doing. The first is identifying what team it is by either because we can't do logos, we can't do team names because it's trademarked, but you could do Detroit to put Detroit somewhere. And then the second is that they said we should be numbering the hats. So like Detroit Model 1, Lions Model 2, Lions Model 3. So they become collector's items. And you can say what number hat you have for that design.
Damn, bro, that's a good idea.
So like trading cards, right? Like I have the rookie Lions hat. Like I have number 1. What do you have? I have number 10. Like it just starts to get because it's not hard for them to go ahead and just put a small number on it somewhere.
No. We got the guy. I got the guy.
So just two suggestions that we're throwing out there about how we can make it a little more unique on these things.
Okay.
So what is that? That's a BvB, but what model is that? That's the Lions model or the Detroit model or the Penn State model. PSU.
I love naming them after the brigade members, like Claire Chick and
that's our guy. That's what JPAT thinks we should be doing. He thinks we should be putting brigade member logos on the side, like what their handles are.
Right.
Roll call Friday on a hat.
It all's good if you got the time to do it, which I had this morning, and I apologize again for the lateness of the show, but this had to be done today. Yeah. And it all started later. I was there on time. He was running a little bit late, but I had the dentist appointment this morning. What a hustle there. That's going to be also part of my favorite thing about today.
Do you gag when they do that?
So I got molds done for a mouthpiece, right?
It's awful. I gag. I can't stand it.
Nothing bothers me anymore.
Oh, that's good.
You can poke, prod, put stuff down my throat in a wherever, or if nothing bothers me no more.
Yuck.
Nothing.
Not a fan of that.
But they got me good today at the office. They got me good. I'm going to save it for my favorite thing about today because you got to ask.
Okay.
Just like at the book. You got to ask the price before you buy or agree to something. You got to ask the price.
Where were you 25 years ago today?
25 years ago today would have been what, 1999?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was in Arizona. I was living in Arizona, but I might have been in Vegas for the weekend. What was it today, 25 years ago? Oh!
Debut episode of The Sopranos. Debut 25 years ago today. I remember watching it, and I remember going, what the hell did I just watch?
Right?
Like, I was sold this show thinking I was going to go watch Goodfellas or The Godfather or Scarface. Like, I thought I was seeing, and I had a guy in a waiting room waiting for a therapy session to talk to his shrink about panic attacks and about ducks and about all these weird things. I was just like, what? I remember going like, this show's going to do. I remember vividly saying, this show's not going to do well. Like, this isn't going to, what is this? Like, this is not going to do well. Like, how in the hell? Like, I couldn't get over what I was watching because I thought I was going to watch a mafia movie, and instead I watched some like tearjerker thing. Well, I mean, it became my favorite show of all time.
I think, no, I was living in Pittsburgh. That's right. I had come home from Curacao, and I was living in Pittsburgh because this was a topic of discussion at the card game every week.
Yep.
Because it caught everyone that, like, might know somebody or that lived that life or was in waste management or hung out at the strip clubs and whatever part of whatever character you knew somebody. Like, somebody knew a guy at home who was Sil. Somebody knew a guy who was Paul. I remember watching and going, this is going to be good. And thinking, I'm in. At that, I mean, that was
episode 1. I was not in. I was not in episode 1. I'll tell you right now. It became my favorite show of all time, and it is my favorite show still to this day. But in episode 1, I was in college. I was graduating in April, and I just remember going like, what is this? I was like, why, how, where? And then episode 2, it got better. Episode 3, it got better. And then by the middle of the episode, season 1, I really got into it and really, I mean, the song, the intro, the New Jersey, the waste management, like it just, It's
the
just too
opening
good.
got you.
Oh, opening was so good.
The opening was you knew it was time to sit down, not be bothered for an hour. And how many times did you watch it and go, I need more?
Oh, 100%. I mean, the weird thing was, and this happened to me once I moved to Alabama, like every relationship I was in became, I watch The Sopranos and then we stay and watch Sex and the City. It was the best 2-game parlay because then you get title shots at the end. So it was 1, 2, 3. It was like Sunday night dinner. Every girl I dated, what we did was we had Sunday night dinner. I would make it or she would make it. We would watch The Sopranos. Then we would watch her show, which is Sex and the City. And I got into it. I liked it. And then, Sunday night. That was every Sunday for about 4 years for me.
Title shot Sundays for you.
Yeah, depending on the girl, depending on the relationship, but that was my Sunday. Like that was my thing. I made Sunday dinner for Sopranos and Sex in the City.
And see what we did when I graduated college and came home. Sunday nights were the card game that I nicknamed kindergarten. We had the Moses the barber,
right?
We had the hat. We had the mailman. We had the
was
rat.
The pig there?
No, it was just everybody had a nickname. Nobody used their regular
pig.
name. We had the bomber, who was the golf pro.
Nice.
We had this guy Killer, and no one ever questioned why they called him that.
Okay.
But he's real tall. He's a pit boss in Pittsburgh now. If we ever go to Pittsburgh, you want to watch somebody fun to watch work?
Yeah.
If you throw the dice wrong or put the chips down, he'll kill you. I mean, with a look, like he was like that. But we play cards every Sunday. I go to Curacao. I miss the card game as much as I miss anything. Come home in 99, we would watch The Sopranos and then go play cards all night until the sun came up. That was our routine. So no title shots on Sundays for us. Title shots were for Fridays.
Bombi just said, my mom just overheard Matt talking about title shots. That was an awkward explanation.
Oh, well, hey, welcome,
Sorry,
welcome,
Mrs.
Mama
Bombi.
Bombi.
Sorry, Mrs.
Listen, this is fine. We can bring the moms into the show too. We got the girlfriends. We got the side pieces. We got the wives. We got the kids.
Side pieces. Wow.
This is what I've heard.
Right.
Not me. Jessica, not me. I know you're not watching the show because you're probably listening to the New Heights podcast, but I'm not talking about me. Other people.
Yeah. I want to try something really quick because I don't know if this could happen or not, but I want to test something.
Testing stuff all week, baby. Let's go.
But what happens if I do that? Look at that.
Oh.
So if you write on Twitter, I can add, and Twitter puts your handle.
Look at that.
And I can put so if you're watching on Twitter, you can write, and I'm trying to effort to do this for everything. Okay. I think I have a way on YouTube. Just don't want to roll it out yet because I don't want to screw up what we're doing.
Don't want to screw it up.
But I think this is going to be what we can do with YouTube, where when I say Bonvi talking about his mother, I can literally put that on the screen. So
mama jokes? You want to do mama jokes?
No, just like people in general. So like I can put things up there. So Prop Topper wants a Bruins hat, and I would agree. Sun Bruins hat. I'm not sure, but what's a Sun?
In Sun Bruins colors ASAP. Okay. What's the Suns Bruins colors?
I think the yellow he's talking, like the gold. But Sun, S-U-N or S-O-N? I don't know. S-O-N.
His son's team name is Bruin.
Oh.
I'm guessing he's got team colors.
Which
Bruins,
we
can incorporate
UCLA
into
or so yeah.
Right, could be UCLA colors. All right.
So when you guys put that on Twitter, if you're watching the show live on Twitter and you want to comment, I can get it and I can put it on, and then hopefully I'm going to be able to get the YouTube comment chat and put he means he misspelled S-O-M-E, some, not sun. Auto corrected it.
Oh,
rolled out in some Bruins colors.
All right.
S-O-M-E. That's what he was talking about. So
everybody at the top of the show, shout out a hello in the chat. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You guys are doing an unbelievable job. Yesterday was the first day we did not have triple digits in likes.
Ooh.
That's okay. It's going to happen. Hit the subscribe. It's going up. We're getting closer to the 2K thing. But everybody just give a quick shout out to Bonvi's mom, please. Mrs. Bonvi, please just say hello to her. If she's going to come watch the show, she has to know it's interactive. Bonvi's on the security force.
He is.
I mean, he is. He sent me a text yesterday looking for that Simmer guy or whatever the hell his name is.
Ooh.
Said, Dave, if there's a problem, let me know because, Stevie Mac may be busy working. Mikey, awesome. His son just took third place at the archery shootout thing. He call him the Green Arrow. He's winning that stuff. He said, the boys are busy. I'll take care of it. I had to hit the block button on this mother. You know what?
Of course. Good.
Second person ever blocked on Twitter by me. Just kept coming at me.
I like the mute button more than.
Told me I was this, told me I was that, getting in the gym, quit being a loser. Man, I ain't got time for that. Please.
Yeah, seriously. Mute buttons are more fun. I like the mute button. I like the idea of them screaming into the space, expecting me to hear something, and I can't ever see it.
True. Mute
that's why
is
like,
good.
That's why I like the mute button. And they have no
but I don't
idea.
want them cluttering the feed. I don't want them cluttering the feed.
You won't see anything. You won't see it. Other people will see it, but you won't see it.
I don't want nobody seeing it.
Fair. Okay. I give it to you.
Ooh, you go right down. I ain't got time for you. Step. Bam.
What happened last night? Well, what happened last night was history. We haven't seen this in a while. Just the third time in the last 40 years. Number 1 and number 2 both lost to unranked opponents on the same day.
Yeah.
Cyclones take down number 2 Houston at home, and Nebraska worked number 1 Purdue at home for the biggest win in the Fred Hoiberg era at Nebraska. And it's kind of funny because Fred's the former head coach of Iowa State. TJ Otzelberger, former head coach of UNLV.
Yes.
Both big wins for both of them. I know them both personally. I'm very happy for both of them. There are long-standing stories and historic things and funny stuff. If you are a longtime listener of my stuff, you know the history between me and Fred and me and TJ. Happy for both of them to get those big wins yesterday. Does that
all your teams won yesterday? Creighton won by what, 30?
Crushed them. Crushed the ball. Yep.
Bruins
won.
But the Bruins did not win.
Yes, it did. They beat Arizona. Yes, it did.
Check the score.
The Bruins lost to Arizona? Are you sure? I thought they won in overtime. They lost? You sure? I thought
3 for the Bruins, 4 for the Coyotes. I watched it.
Oh.
Love when he does this. When he does this.
Oh, it was an overtime. I knew it was an overtime win. The flash score, I read flash score wrong. I just got the flash score.
Well, you got to remember the flash score puts the top and the bottom and it is.
Yeah, okay. And they flip it around. Okay, because I thought it flashed it finished and it said 4-3 and it had a Bruins logo on it. And normally that means that it's a Bruins victory. So I met it wrong. So wow, they lost back to back.
Omar got hurt.
Bad?
It did not look good.
Well, I mean, Swayman's been playing much better than him, but that stinks.
I tweeted it. He went to do a split.
Yeah. Another groin.
Oh, he did not get up.
He's had a groin problem for 2 years now. Yeah, that's why Swayman's been playing more. So that's not a shock.
If you see the clip, he's got maybe 2 groin problems, what he did. My man went down, boom, and just laid there. Referee came in, put his hands up and said, timeout. Back to the basketball.
Sucks. One thing about Purdue that I think is really interesting, and this is just conference basketball in general, and we talked about it yesterday. Like, if you don't hit your shots, Nebraska hit 14 threes, so they were just, on a different planet, but Purdue was ice cold.
Yeah.
Playing on the road in conference basketball, it's going to be hard. I mean, Houston.
Across the board.
I mean, Nebraska killed Purdue. Houston was down 14-0 when that game started.
Yeah, I'm on with Wetzel all week this week until Friday with me and you. I was watching that game exclusively because of the total. It was a dead under. It was always going to be under, but they didn't score the first 7 minutes. Like, they couldn't get a bucket and they did not get an offensive rebound the whole beginning of the game. Now, it wasn't like Iowa State ran and got away from them. I mean, 14-0's nice. That's a good football score. It's a good basketball score. But dear goodness gracious, people.
Yeah, it was tied at 51 in the second half. Houston came back.
Score.
Well, they rebound. That's their thing. They chuck it at the rim, go get it, and they're out athleting whoever they're playing. So they dominate the glass. They play great defense, and they get second chance points. That's how Iowa State plays. I mean, that Iowa State looked in the mirror last night. That Houston, they play the same way. They're both very methodical. They're both very good defensively. And frankly, Iowa State just rode the home crowd, hit more threes, got better point guard play, hit their free throws, and knocked off the number 2 team in the country.
Is Iowa State good?
Yes.
They weren't ranked going into yesterday, right?
No, but they've had some trouble in the early part of the year. But I think Iowa State will be a team to be watching. They're making the dance. I mean, heck, Nebraska.
Are they going to be top 4 Big 12 or no?
Big 12's really good this year. It's really deep. I don't know.
I mean, Kansas, Texas.
That's 1-2. You got to put Houston in the conversation.
Has to be.
Yeah, they're in the top 3, top 4. And then it's kind of a fight from there on out. But there's a lot of really good teams in the Big 12, top to bottom. And the new teams, BYU, Houston, Cincinnati, like the new
Baylor.
Baylor. Well, that's not new, but Baylor's in the conversation, though.
There.
Yeah, for sure. It's wild because Nebraska hasn't won an NCAA tournament game in their history.
Ever?
They made it once. They've gone to the dance. Like, I think 2 times they've gone to the dance, lost both games in the first round. They've never won a game in the dance. It's like one of the trump card argument stoppers. Whenever I would get into it with a Nebraska fan, they'd be coming after me about Nebraska basketball this, Nebraska basketball that. And I would say, okay, go win a game in the dance and then we can come talk. Okay. So until then, stop. So like that was Nebraska basketball, or they call it Nebraska ball, has been historically one of the worst. And Fred has had really bad teams, but they've been patient. And the transfer portal, where he made his mark at Iowa State, it's making his mark here in Lincoln. And it paid off last night with a huge win. First time since 1982, Nebraska beat the number 1 team in the country.
Are they going to make the dance?
They're really on the right path. Yeah. I mean, unless they fall on their face in a really big way, that win over Purdue is going to be huge for them for an at-large bid.
Yes, it is. Is the takeaway from that game? Like I didn't take much from the Iowa State Houston game, other than Iowa State looks like they're going to be very hard to beat at home.
Always are. Mm-hmm.
They're going to be they're sound fundamentally. They're going to be in a lot of games. They're going to be a lot of low scoring games, but Houston's inability to score when they really need a basket was glaring.
Well,
I did not watch the Purdue game. I was watching the score and then I saw the highlights.
Me too.
What is the takeaway from Purdue losing?
Not much.
Is it more Nebraska winning?
More Nebraska getting a win like that. It's less about Purdue for me. It's just, look, Purdue wasn't running the table. Houston wasn't running the table. There are no more undefeated teams in college basketball. Everyone has a loss now. The Houston lost. So, like, you're going to lose. Okay. You're going to wind up with 3 or 4 losses. This is just one of those games.
They're going to have conference. This is a real conference now.
Correct.
They're not, this is not Gonzaga's conference.
Well, this is why I bet Iowa State last night. And I talked about it on the Daily Juice a little bit about the fact that, look, Houston hasn't played in a conference where you're going to be at a war. Every game is a meat
grinder.
It's disastrous. I can't wait to watch what Kelvin Sampson's team does, because they're so athletic and they play so physical that might really wear them out come March. They may be dead tired having to play the level of competition they got to play. Like, there's no off nights in the Big 12. Like Kansas State went to West Virginia and took the doors off of them last night. Now West Virginia sucks, but like K-State.
That's a Big 12 team we're going to have to completely fade. But the numbers are going to go up. Last night was one where, again, I talked to BL early in the morning. We talked about it on the show and said, why in the hell is that only 1.5? If you are aware of what's going on, we ain't going to get no more even. I don't know who the second worst team is in the Big 12, but they're going to be a 4-point favorite at West Virginia.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, there are going to be no more less than 2 buckets.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough winter.
Tough season
in West Virginia. You mentioned Baylor. They won and they covered against BYU. I like BYU. My takeaway from that game is that I like BYU a lot. I think they're going to be a lot better than – I think they'll be much better off than Cincinnati in the Big 12. BYU is a player. They're going to knock somebody off in the tournament. They're not supposed to. They just ran out of gas. I mean, Baylor just kept coming at them, going at them. And they finally just cracked in the final 10 minutes. I think it was a 7 or 8-0 run at the end of the game that led to this being a win and a cover. But I came away impressed with BYU. And then Duke just did what I thought they were going to do to Pitt. I didn't bet it. I should have. But Pitt is a team, much like Houston. They can't score. They play defense. And if they don't hit their shots, good night. Like, they get run off the floor.
Game gets away from them fast.
Quick.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you see now with the haves and the have-nots. If the have-nots don't keep it close into the second half, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Like, it's an in-game play. You're literally watching it going, they can't score no more. They can't see, like, and you have to just play the favorite while you can because you know that run is coming. 3, miss, go down, 3 or dunk, miss, and then it's an 8-point boom run, and you go from laying 4 or 5 to laying 11.5. You might have missed it, but that's one of those things when I'm focused and I can watch a basketball game. I think you're going to see that in college a lot. I love that word that Kellogg said, spurtability.
Yeah,
I love the spurtability now of the good teams.
Duke.
Like, you can see a boom, and you can use it to your advantage in the in-game stuff.
More college basketball for the games tonight. A lot of road favorites tonight we'll get to later in the program. But NFL breaking news, Pete Carroll out in Seattle. This came out about an hour before we started the show.
Right.
He is going to stay with the organization, but he is not the head coach. The team issuing a statement thanking Pete Carroll for his many years of service, but saying it's time to move on to a different coach. This was not on many people's radar screens, Dave, that Pete was going to be let go here. And it was somewhat of a shocker that Pete Carroll gets fired. They may hire Dan Quinn to come back home.
Really?
Yeah. It may be time for Dan Quinn to leave Dallas, and they may not hire a head coach until after the postseason for Dallas. But it's weird they did it now. They could have waited. So people are like, wait, why are you doing it before the playoffs? If you want Dan Quinn, do it after the Cowboys lose and make it quick and easy. That's not what they're going to do at the moment. Wide net search is what they're claiming they're going to do. It's a good job.
I don't know about all these, like the way they do it with the searches and the this and the that. It sounds like a lot of times I heard one of the guys, I think it was Dan on, not Orlovsky, the other guy on the one you sent me to.
Yep.
They try to do this process to make sure it's not a sham. Sometimes I still think it's a sham.
It is a sham.
Right.
There's no,
It's already
sham.
no. If they
Graziano.
let go Carroll today,
yeah,
they got to know who's coming.
Of course. But the Patriots did, and the Titans do, and they all know, but they have the Rooney Rule.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the Patriots know yet.
They know. They
I
no, because I think Bill Simmons actually put it out there, and I think he's actually right. Robert Kraft is trying to get a king's ransom from the Falcons. Falcons want Bill. Falcons have made it known, and Robert Kraft is not letting Arthur Blank have him for free.
Wow.
So the theory that Bill Simmons put out, which I think is actually plausible, maybe not definite, but plausible, that the Patriots have the 35th pick in the draft. The Falcons have the 8th pick in the draft. The Patriots want the 8th. They'll give you Belichick in the 35th. You got a high second, and Bill, give us the 8, and the Patriots would have the 3rd pick and the 8th pick in the draft. If that were to work out the way that it worked, that happened, that would be tremendous for the Patriots. And then go get Mike Vrabel, draft a quarterback, draft whomever you want. You could technically take Marvin Harrison Jr. with the 3rd pick in the draft and take your quarterback at 8. If you wanted to. For that. The other news is that the Bears have fired the entire offensive staff. Like the entire running back coach, offensive coordinator, wide receiver coach, quarterback coach, all out in Chicago. But Matt Eberflus is safe. He's not going anywhere.
Strange.
Well,
another offensive coordinator. Sometimes you keep it like there's no continuity at all there. This makes it hard, doesn't it?
I mean, okay, what does this mean for the first pick in the draft in your mind? Because if you fire the whole offensive coordinator, the whole staff, are you saying that it's not Justin Fields' fault, it's the coach's fault? Or are you saying we're going to bring in a whole new system and we're not going to make Justin Fields go through another system? We're going to get a new quarterback instead and have that quarterback be the pick of the new offensive minds, whoever they hire to be the new OC.
Right.
Like, there's two thoughts there, right? As to how it goes. Like, on one hand, I'm like, yeah, you blow the offensive coordinator out. You're going to take a quarterback. You're taking Caleb Williams. You're going to hire a quarterback or an offensive coordinator that's going to fit to Caleb Williams, which could lead you to somebody along the lines of a Cliff Kingsbury, who is currently at USC, which you could bring him and Caleb Williams to Chicago. Cliff's been an offensive coordinator, both at the pros and a very good mind at the college ranks.
Is that how these things work now?
Well, it could, if you wanted to match the quarterback with the offensive coordinator and make sure that they are on the same page, you could get Cliff Kingsbury from USC, draft Caleb Williams, and away you go. If they hire Kingsbury tomorrow, you know what they're drafting with the first pick of the draft.
Right. So, okay.
Williams.
So put it in the chat right now. Everybody got blown out except Eberflus in Chicago. We got Bears fans. I know Konowinski's here every damn day. A bunch of other Bears fans here. Bears fans, I saw Kelly in Vegas ask a question on Twitter. Are Bears fans ever going to be happy, yes or no? And no was like overwhelmingly 80%.
So what's the question?
Happy. Our question is Fields staying or going? I'm curious what people think right now.
I think
he's gone.
The overwhelming opinion is gone.
You think gone?
I think gone. I hope not. I wouldn't do it. But I wouldn't give him $300 million either. And if you
That's
don't,
the only option.
well, I mean, look, if you're going, you could say you're playing your 4th and 5th year out. Go ahead, right? Go play those 2 years left. That's playing with fire.
It's I before E.
What do I do? It's misspelled Fields
after C. You put Fields. It's okay.
Sorry.
Just leave it.
Sorry.
You got a lot going on. I'm just giving you crap. Fields.
Sorry. But yes, I just so fast. So I don't know if I am a Bears fan. Like part of me.
What, you want him to stay or you want him to go?
He's on a rookie deal. I'd want to see what the problem is. You're going to give a new coach at least 3 seasons, right? Justin Fields has 2 years left. So, like, you have to determine whether you're going to if you're going to pick up the 5th-year option or not. You're going to make him play it out next year, which is the last year of the deal, which no franchise quarterback ever plays under. If you make him play, you're not going to keep him. You're letting him walk after the year. So, like, you're telling Justin Fields you have 1 year left, but you have a new OC and you have a new offense you have to learn to then go and prove that you're worth the 5th year, which is still a pretty good chunk. It's about $25-30 million, but I don't see the Bears doing that.
Right.
I see the Bears either investing in Justin Fields and saying, here's your new OC, here's your new contract, 5-year deal. It's going to be, $40-35 million a year, and you're going to be our guy. Or, thank you, we appreciate it, Justin. We're trading you for a 5th-round pick, and we're going to draft our new quarterback for the new offensive coordinator. But that's why the Bears game against the Packers was so interesting to me, because so many things will hinge on that decision. Who are the commanders? Who are the commanders going to take?
Right.
Who are the Patriots going to take? If they trade the pick, who comes up from, 6, 7, 8, whatever it might be, to number 1? What's the ransom? Well, how much will you get if you're the Bears? And can you really trade the 1st-round pick 2 years in a row?
That's the.
Can you really do that? Can you
and
explain
not
that?
have the results? I mean, Konowinski came in the chat. He said the McCaskies don't even like football. When Virginia passes, they will sell. Oh, man.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think what's better for the team? They kept Eberflus, blown out the staff. Do you call Fields and say, who do you want to be the offensive coordinator? We're going to trade down 2 picks. You're staying. We're going to go get your guy from Ohio State too. We're going to link you 2 back up. We're going to build the offense around that. We're going to get we got a decent running attack now. We're going to get 2 offensive linemen to protect you.
Right.
I'm going to fight for you. Eberflus is going to sit him. I'm going to fight for you like Darko fought for Scotty Barnes last night in the postgame. You ain't going to get hit slide no more. Teddy Bruschi went on all the NFL shows and finally said it, what a lot of people have been saying, that he gets hit more than anybody. No flags get called. I don't know. I got a soft spot for the Bears and the Bears fans because every single year, literally for almost 2 decades, they came here and bought Super Bowl tickets every single year between the Bears and the Cubs. God bless you both. You put some books, you made their whole quarters just on the future tickets. And now you got gambling in Illinois. We got our guy Z coming in from Chicago.
Right.
He's a young kid who has never seen Bears success. He's 23 or 24.
Wow.
He ain't never seen it be good. He went to the Super Bowl one time when he was a little kid, and they lost. The franchise got to get better. It's better for the league when the Bears are good.
Wow. Pete Carroll just said on the NFL Network, I'm friggin' jacked. I'm not tired. I'm not worn down. What's coming now? I've got no idea, but I'm excited about it. That guy's great.
Team guy.
Guy's great. His attitude's phenomenal. I hated him as a Patriots coach. Couldn't stand him, but his attitude's so infectious.
Well,
in
he
his
wasn't
70s.
ready, like to be like it was. He's still learning on the job when he was the Patriots coach, right?
Disaster. Yeah. Absolute disaster when he was there.
He didn't have the tools either. That was a bad football team.
We wanted him gone. Like, bye-bye, see you later. So we'll watch that, see what happens with the Bears and that. You made mention of it. And, well, it was a fiery, interesting post-game press conference for Darko, head coach, you can say his last name, of the Raptors.
Can I read that?
Go right ahead. You want to use the accent? Go right ahead, too.
I wish I could. I don't want to insult anybody. But that's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees. Shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them. And we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like, how to play the game. I understand respect for all-stars and all that. But we have star players on our team as well.
Very true.
So mad. He was so mad.
He was
sat down. He went like
smacking
this, and he went, oh,
Let's
like he
go.
stretched his neck out. And that guy, Doug, whoever Doug was, teed that baby up
First
and said
question.
something. He says, thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug. And then, boom.
What's the fine for that, Perrault?
Big.
50?
Big. It's big, but it's beautiful, and it's right. Because 23 free throws to 2 in one quarter in the fourth quarter is something else. And I only saw the highlights, and most of the people who are on the Lakers side is like, hey, you're playing small ball without anyone in the middle to protect, and you got a bunch of forwards trying to stop Anthony Davis. He shot 11 free throws in the fourth quarter.
11.
Hit them all. Went 11 for 11.
Yeah.
Finished with 20 points. Scored almost all of it in the fourth quarter.
I finished Sports Grid, right? I come downstairs as chaos, let the chaos settle a little bit, and then I turn the game on. And, Kendall looks up occasionally. She's busy doing something. But we're watching the game, and I'm like, wow. I just kept saying, wow. And then the 2 big girls were at the table in the back, and they're kind of looking. And then finally somebody goes, do they just call a foul on the Raptors every time down the court or what? And I started laughing. They weren't even paying attention to the game, and they saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine a Raptors money line guy or like
just
watching
a fan.
the game?
Just someone watching the game as a fan.
That was brutal, man.
You're going, wait. How many times are you going to call? How many times? Like, what is going on? Like, this is, I mean, whatever the fine coming is, it's worth it because Raptors play the Clippers tonight. So, like, you figure you might get a couple of calls tonight,
right,
from the referees after what happened. Because
I would think.
I'm just glad it wasn't a playoff game because that would have been just unbelievable. But hey, the Lakers need help, so the league to the rescue. Here comes the referees to the rescue to help LeBron.
I guess so, but it's a shame because immediately with the forum and the people that we know and the things that we communicate with people, immediately it's rigged.
Yep, looks crooked. Yeah,
it's a bad look, man.
It's a bad look. It's not crooked or rigged. I'm making a joke, but it's a bad look. It's a bad night for the referees, and you had a really pissed off coach who said Scotty Barnes goes to the rim every time. It's all he does, go to the rim, and he shot 2 free throws the whole game.
Right.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Just really good defense.
Yeah, right. The Kings
Did you
were
know
down.
that ironically at the same trip last year,
right,
was when Van Fleet said what he said about the same official.
Interesting.
And he didn't make no bones about it. He said, I'll take the fine.
Yep. Hit me.
He goes, sorry, Will. He fucking stunk. Just like that. I have that clip too. I'm going to save that one for when we need it. But I was like, wow, this again, and now they come right back with the Clippers tonight.
Yeah.
Is that a play?
We'll talk about it. It's on the rundown. We'll get to it.
Okay.
The Kings were up 47-29. They were down 47. The Pistons rather were up on the Kings 47-29. Like all of gambling Twitter was like, wait. What's going on?
I got to put on a Detroit model for this one, but the good Detroit, not the bad Detroit.
The final score is 131-110.
Not good.
The next 3 quarters, they only scored 60 points.
Not good. Nothing is good about any of this.
What the hell happened to the Pistons? You score 47 in the first quarter. Somebody asked me, and you know what? This could be an assignment for anybody in the brigade who, SoCal DGen or somebody else. Pull the Pistons record in the first quarter ATS. Because somebody said they're killing it betting Pistons first quarter because the team they're playing is like, this team sucks. And then all of a sudden they're down and they have to do what the Kings did. They wake up and go, okay, we're not losing to these guys, and they go and kill them. Right. The first quarter number, the Pistons have been either tied or down by a bucket or two or leading after the first quarter. And I was like, I don't know. I'll go look it up. But what's their ATS first quarter? And it may be a play we want to watch the rest of the basketball season.
And also in-game play on the team that's down. Because how do you blow an 18-point lead and trail at halftime? You trail.
You lose by 21. You lose by 21. You're up by 20 in the first quarter. You lose by 21. Like what
right. That nothing makes sense there.
Bad. Not good for the Pistons.
No.
The Knicks are 5-0 in Detroit since they are in 2024 since they made the trade. Because they sent RJ Barrett north.
Believe that?
They're 5-0.
I mean, what is that? Are they going to get good? We're going to have to.
They're good now.
Basketball thing.
They're 5-0 now. I mean, I don't think they're good. Like playoff knockout. Who's the second best team in the East? Milwaukee is reeling right now.
Yes,
they are.
Well, I mean, isn't it the Sixers? Like the Sixers are the third best team in the East. No, I said. Are you going to come here and say it's the Knicks?
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying there's a conversation to be had about the pecking order in the East behind the Celtics.
I'll put this on for all our New York guys.
There's a conversation to be had right now about the way these teams are playing right now.
Trade was good
for both teams, but really good for the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
They've been playing really, really well. To hockey we go, and the Shark puck line watch is alive and well. Joe C. Myers, thank you for all your work. You're doing a phenomenal job on this.
Joe C.
Sharks have lost 12 games in a row, and 10 of the 12 on the puck line.
Yep. We were just a little bit ahead of our time. I mean, they caught a little good streak when they were in New York.
Well, Joe C. Myers wrote to me, he said, even after this stretch, they're only a little bit profitable. No, it's more than a little bit. They're more like 13 units on the year. But since he's been tracking it, they're only up a little bit since he's been tracking. He's down like 17 and 14, he said they are on the puck line.
Okay.
Since he's been tracking it. So this is a recent, but they only have 9 wins on the year. Like the Sharks fade is back on, and we aren't even at the All-Star break yet.
Real.
Like we got more than half the year left to go.
Right. Well,
with the Sharks.
Half the year with the calendar year, but they played 40 games.
Sharks played 40 games?
Hold on.
Because the Bruins haven't.
Hold on. Leagues. NHL. Hold on. Because
I was doing the math on my Bruins future.
The Bruins have played 40 games.
Oh, they just played 40 last night. Okay.
That was 40. Yeah. Everyone's around 40, 39.
It's only half. 41's half. So they haven't played half the year yet.
Okay.
So, I mean, we got a lot of hockey to go.
A lot of hockey.
For the Sharks.
I don't understand how they pack 3 months, October, November, December, just the beginning of January, 40 games. And then it's February, March, April, along with January. So it's 4 months for the back four.
Yep.
There's only 1 week off for the All-Star break. I don't know.
Odd. I would agree. But watch the Sharks on the puck line. You know what's wild? The Devils are the worst team in hockey on the puck line.
Keep laying, right?
They're 10 and 28.
They're always laying.
That was still, I looked at that this morning. I was like, wait, the Devils are a good team. 10-28.
Their goaltending is not.
Yeah, fair.
This is the problem. They got guys that skate around. Hughes is amazing. They score a lot of goals. They give up a ton. They're always playing like, close game shootouts. They're trailing a lot.
Yep. Trailing late a
lot. They come back, but they're trailing a lot of times, a lot of minutes of a game. They're behind.
So watch it. I mean, if you get a good puck line price when they're a short favorite, you may want to jump in with the Devils. They are not good. 10-28.
Salute Joe C. Myers in the
Thank
chat right now, doing the show.
What's up, man?
Watching the show and doing the Sharks. I mean, listen, we give this guy an assignment. He follows through. He sticks to it. Proud of this guy. I got to get this guy lit. I told him like a year ago.
Army colors. We haven't done an Army
color. I told
color.
him customize whatever hat he wants. It's yours, Joe C.
Do an Army color one.
Hit me up in the DMs, buddy.
We haven't done a green, like camo BvB hat.
You think
that'd be cool?
Want that?
Yeah, well, he would go with his uniform. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't think he can wear BvB.
I mean,
while he's doing stuff.
Why not? Let's go. Army Navy.
Joe C sent, to.
Well, how about this for Army Navy next year? We're gonna have somebody with an Army hat and somebody with a Navy hat for Army Navy wearing BvB hats.
Not a bad idea. Nah, just saying that one. That's not
the colors. The colors could be nice. 30-11. Puck line Vancouver, best in the NHL. We're talking units here, like 18, 19 units. If you've been betting Vancouver on the puck line, won again last night, 5-2.
Vancouver is a unit.
They're fun to watch.
This is a good hockey team.
These are my teams. 27-1, baby. Let's go.
Game went over the total again. That was good. It was never in doubt. I mean, they have a 3-0 lead and just milked it the rest of the way.
Added. Yep. 5-2 win. Yep.
I'm impressed. And this is that time of year when they go on these road trips, like the West Coast team goes on those East Coast road trips, and ideally builds up even more momentum to come home. Yeah. But watch what they do in this Eastern Conference little swing. This is no joke.
But they're winning 30-11 on the puck line. It's incredible.
Right?
Best team in hockey. Like when they play, don't bet them to win, bet them on the puck line. Just winning, and they're winning by more than one goal consistently. 4-1, 5-2. So all their games are going. I mean, they're scoring. Team total over for Vancouver. They're scoring, and they're getting great goaltending. Demko's tremendous. They're just a ton of fun to watch, a lot of fun to bet. I mean, it's a team you got to pay attention to. It's why I bet them to win the cup at 27-1. That's down to 18-1 in certain books today.
Yep.
It's crashing with their price. So
they play in Pittsburgh tomorrow.
Oh
boy. Because the Penguins are as hot as anybody in the East.
Mm-hmm. Good game.
They're almost in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, the West hot team is Winnipeg Jets. Best team in the best team in the NHL, and they have won 7 straight games. And they shut out Columbus 5-0 last night.
They did.
Winnipeg, I may have to buy a future on Winnipeg, which I don't want to do because that's 2 Canadian teams. It's really unlikely that either one of them wins.
What do you got against Canada so much?
1992.
What? 93.
Yeah, sorry. 93. 1993.
Penguins won at 92.
Last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup.
Only because the Islanders, David Volek, took out the Penguins. Otherwise, the Penguins would have beat the Canadians, and the Penguins would have won 3 in a row, which would have been a dynasty, which is your definition of a dynasty.
Correct.
Although hockey back-to-back is
impressive. It's not a dynasty, but it's impressive.
Not a dynasty. All right.
There's only been a couple of dynasties in the NHL. It's a rarity.
That is true.
It's tough to have that just because hockey is so physical and difficult and long.
I saw Paulie Ovieson yesterday. He was wearing a Winnipeg Jets jersey. I was like, "Wow, we're making waves." Because we wear whatever we want on merch. And some people not allowed to wear whatever they want. We're blessed that we're allowed to wear whatever we want. I said, "Hey, you're wearing hockey jerseys now on these platforms. Wonder where you got that idea. That's good. Stick to it. Keep going. Winnipeg Jets. Keep betting them. It's pretty.
They're fun to watch." Wow, okay,
it's really loud.
I get loud.
Oh, you did it again.
That's okay. Again, Mike goes to the microphone. So just getting close to the microphone gets louder. Okay,
a second. You got a little more bass in your voice.
To the games tonight. The number one team in the East is playing the number one team in the West, and it's not on national TV. This is a miss.
Put this in for the hockey fans, by the way, in the chat. Put this vote in. Who's the best Canadian hockey team right now? Is it Toronto, Edmonton, Vancouver, or Winnipeg?
That's too many. Just go ahead and pull. I'm not going to do a poll. Just go ahead and post
okay.
it.
Okay, so just do 3. Can you do 3?
Yes.
All right.
What's that?
Toronto.
Yeah, you pick which 3.
Toronto, Edmonton, Winnipeg. No, forget Edmonton. Edmonton's out.
Edmonton's
Vancouver
out.
or Winnipeg.
Yeah, I was going to say Vancouver.
For the hockey people, it got to be those 2.
Yeah.
Give the hockey people what they want. They like when we talk hockey. We're talking hockey. Get in there. There's a late influx of people just jumped in there and jumped in the chat right now. Push that number up, triple digits. Thank you guys for being here. I am voting. Who would you vote in that?
Me, Vancouver.
See, I voted Winnipeg.
Yeah, give me Vancouver.
See,
better goaltending. I like Hellebuck. I like Hellebuck a lot. Hellebuck is a massive problem in the playoffs. So until Connor Hellebuck shows me that he can really do it in the postseason, I like the offense for Vancouver. And I believe in Demko. I think Thatcher Demko, this is his year.
He hasn't done it in the playoffs either.
He has not. That's right. You're absolutely right. He has not done it in the playoffs. But Hellebuck is just a guy that every time I'm like, here comes Connor. Oh, they fall over themselves. And it's like, Jesus Christmas. Okay.
Get out of your mind that that's the learning curve.
It happened last year against the Knights. It's the same thing. It's like you would expect them to get quality goaltending. And that guy in the postseason puts both hands around his own neck and squeezes. Like, okay. That's what he does.
I just got a visual. You mean like this?
And he goes and squeezes and he chokes himself out. Yes.
Wow.
So even though you're right, Thatcher Demko hasn't done it yet, but that doesn't mean he can't. I would say Vancouver right now if I'm picking. It's why I bet him at 27-1. I didn't bet Winnipeg because I can't bet Winnipeg because of the goaltending. I don't trust it in the playoffs. Concerns me. On to this game, basketball. Why is this game on national TV?
What do you mean it's a Wednesday?
So what? Somebody, ESPN, somebody get it and put it on. Like somebody had to see this game coming. This is an unbelievable game. This is the game of the night.
Nobody cares about the Celtics except
this is the game of the night.
Talking about
it is
Minnesota.
Yes, best team in the West.
It's 9.5.
Best team in the West.
It's a 9.5 point spread.
That doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean the spread's right. No KP tonight.
No?
Porzingis is out. Everybody else is in, but no KP.
But what a job. How many games is this guy going to play? Under 50.5?
I love it.
Toronto is going to crap the bed as always, I promise. Thank you, Mitch. Bonvi's pissed in the YouTube chat. If you could bring that one up. He just came in the chat and said, the Oilers' disrespectfulness is blasphemy.
And you know what? Prop Toppers gets 2. You're damn right. Helly is Rask all over again. I would give you that. Yes. It looks like Tuukka Rask all over again. I'll give you that. Looks phenomenal. Great regular season. Gets to the playoffs and nah. Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
He ain't. Yeah, I don't see a lie there.
So what's the early game on the national TV? There's a doubleheader, right?
It's not
Denver,
this.
Utah's the second game. No,
yeah, it's not this. This game is not national TV.
What the hell is it? Philadelphia and Atlanta?
Let me see.
That's a pick'em game. Washington and Indiana, Perrault.
That's the game. That's good because
I don't know what it is. No,
there is no early game. It's ABC at 5:30 in Denver, Utah. New Orleans, Golden State, ABC at 5:30 and 7 o'clock, Denver, Utah.
5:45 start in Golden State. That's odd. That's going to be a tough spot to get to at 5:45.
Right.
Oh, they moved.
But why are we doing Wednesday 8:30 Eastern time for the Pelicans and the Warriors? And ESPN's got a 10 o'clock game. There is no early game tonight. Why?
They're just experimenting, I guess. I love Washington, Indiana. That total's 251. It should be 258.
I bet 252. I bet it's down. They're betting it under.
No, it's 252 now.
Okay. That's what I bet last night.
Yeah. But I saw one place has 251.
Whew.
Everyone else is 252. They're just seeing if anybody will bet them under.
Look, I know Halliburton's not playing. Okay. So everyone's like, uh-oh, I don't care.
Oh, well, that's a big, you don't care?
No, he's hurt. Washington can't play defense against anybody. Halliburton being in or not. It doesn't, I mean, it matters from the side. 7.5 is a wild number without Halliburton. That's interesting. But he hurt his hamstring. He'll be out for a couple of weeks.
8.5.
It's Washington. They're garbage. They can't guard anybody. They give up 130 points a game. They're the worst team in the NBA defensively.
What the hell's Indiana's team total?
Good.
But that Indiana team total with no Halliburton, it probably juiced it down.
Let's see.
And if you don't think that's going to affect much, that's probably a play over.
252 and the team total for Indiana
128.5.
130.5. Right on the number that the Wizards give up. That's their
Right.
average is 130.5 they give
Okay.
up.
Well, you want to play it, you got to pay.
So that means the Wizards team total is 121.5.
Sports card ripping teachers said the real bonus today is that we're on live after school today for him.
Oh, there we go.
So you
Yes, we
got
are.
out of school, comes home, watch us right
we
now.
go.
Thank you for being here, sports card ripping teacher.
We appreciate you being
sir.
here. Thank you.
Yep.
Clippers are laying 10 against Toronto. The total is 237.5, back-to-back for the Raptors after what happened last night. This feels like the Raptors might be in big trouble.
Maybe,
I mean,
but so this tells me there's no travel, right? They literally stay at that hotel across the street, walk
Yep.
home, go to sleep.
Kawhi
sleep all
just
morning,
re-signed
come back.
Kawhi just got a new contract today
Okay, good for him.
till 2027.
They played the Lakers yesterday there. It was
Lost.
4. They're
Yep.
playing the Clippers there today. It's 10.
Clippers are better.
What, 6 points better?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I bet the Lakers will not make the playoffs or to lose or what. I can't wait for them to get knocked out. I cannot wait. I got the LA stuff on.
Play-in
But
tournament.
it's going to be all Clipper stuff
Okay.
come playoff time. I got Tommy the Lip in my ear every day. I haven't texted him yet today, but I'm going to say, lay it or take it, 10.
Right.
What, you want to lay this? Over, right? Over. We're going over. Is everybody playing? Kawhi got the new contract. Is he playing?
I mean, if Kawhi gets a new deal and sits, that would be ridiculous.
Wouldn't that
As
be
of
something?
right now, he's in.
He's in.
But
That
that
number's
could-
with everybody in.
It's 1:46 Pacific time at the moment. So
Anything could happen.
yeah, I mean, they could show up and say, I don't feel like playing tonight. It's like, we're problematic. Winnipeg gets the 35% of the vote for the best team in Canada. Vancouver. Sorry, I missed it.
Vancouver did.
Vancouver, 51%. Overwhelming Vancouver.
Wow. All right.
How about that? Roger Long, don't you forget Indiana State. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I got you. You know what I'm betting tonight. Come on
Okay.
now. They're playing Drake on top of that. So I got 2 of my teams in the Valley facing
boy.
off against each other.
There we go.
So let's get to this. Okay. Right now, before we break the games down.
Yep.
I'm going to give you, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranked teams favored on the road. How many lose? Outright.
5 ranked teams favored on the road. 2, probably. I don't know what the spreads are.
I'll give you.
we got realistic spreads. Or are they favored by 6 or more?
Hold on. I want to see if I can find this list that over the last 2 days.
Kansas is playing at Central Florida. They're not losing.
The number.
Is
Okay.
Kansas is going to lose to Central Florida? They may not cover. They're not losing. They can lose. I didn't even look at the lines yet. I'm just scrolling down my schedule here. Let me see.
What
All right, so
happens?
the Tennessee's got to be favored. Tennessee could lose.
I'm trying to find this post because somebody listed all the teams that have lost. 1, 2, like 8, 14, 15. Like, it's ridiculous how many ranked teams have lost in the last 2 days.
Right.
It's been a house of horrors. If you've been a ranked favorite right now, you are getting beaten down consistently in college basketball, and I can't find it. It's too bad.
Tennessee at Mississippi State got to be 1, right?
All right, hold on. Let's start with it. Okay, we start Kansas.
Oh, you
minus
got it. All right.
Yeah,
good.
Kansas minus 7.5. Total's 145.
They're not losing. They may not cover, but they're not losing. That's not option number one. That can cancel that out.
I think they're all.
You think they're ripe, ready to lose?
All of them. I think all of them could
all right.
lose.
Well, I mean, I got to see the spreads.
So,
I didn't scroll all the way down on the
Central Florida at home this year is 6-3 ATS. They are 6-7 overall, but 6-3 ATS. They lost by 25 points to K-State on the road in their last game. That's not good. Their best win of the year. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. They haven't played anybody. Their best win of the year is against Jacksonville, I think. So it's not good. TCU, Kansas won and did not cover
Jacksonville's nickname. Do you even know?
I do. For college basketball, I don't know Jacksonville's nickname. I don't even know.
Put it in the chat, boys. What the hell is Jacksonville's nickname? I honestly don't know.
Second game, UConn's laying 4.5 at Xavier.
UConn number one. If they win this, they go to new number one team.
Boy,
right? 1 and 2 lost.
Is UConn number? Well, they're 4. So would I put UConn number 1? If Kansas wins, Kansas goes back to you because they have two. They have 2 votes already. So KU is already now like on path, but they go to 2 if they win.
This is a coin flip. They could lose this game.
100%.
Right? This is not going to be easy.
100%. Xavier is 9-5 on the year ATS, 6-3 at home. UConn's 5-2 on the road. However, they beat in cover against Butler. They lost to Seton Hall in the game before that. However, laying 8, lost by 15. They've covered their last 2 games, but 4 of the last 5 Xavier has covered. They lost to Villanova on the road by 1. They beat Seton Hall by 20. They lost by 15 on the road at Seton Hall, but they beat Winthrop and they beat Cincinnati. That's favorites.
Dolphins. The Jacksonville Dolphins. I believe so. Joe the Fat Panda said, which Jacksonville is it, Texas or Florida?
Jacksonville, Florida, I believe it was.
I believe it's Florida.
Yeah.
And JR33312, that's Johnny Parlay. He said Jacksonville Dolphins. Thank you guys both for responding there.
So that's a yes to the potential?
I think, this one could lose for sure. So we got 1 there.
1-1. Tennessee at Mississippi State.
They're losing. They're losing.
2. So they're both 2-4. Mississippi State's 2-4 at home, ATS. Tennessee is 2-4 ATS on the road. Last 2 games, wins and cover for the Vols, but it was Ole Miss that won by 26 at home.
Right.
This is the first road game in conference for Tennessee.
Losing.
They went to North Carolina. They lost by 8 in the only true road game. Second game. They beat Wisconsin on the road. But they're 1-1 on the road away from home, straight up.
It's January, and they've only played 2 road games?
These teams, they're like football teams now, Dave. They don't go on the road till they go to conference play.
What a deal.
They play neutral, and they play semi-neutral.
Okay, yeah. Neutral, they get a trip out of it.
Yeah,
they go play
neutral.
Nice
but they don't play real road games. They've played 1, 2, 3, 4 neutral games so far.
Put it in the chat, boys and girls watching the show right now. TEN or Miss State? Who do you got in this game? I think we get – the Juice just came in and said, give me the Vols. Big.
Yeah, the numbers telling you the books disagree with you.
No, I mean, I just one of those ones. I'm scrolling down. I see it. Look across 2. Nah, I want Mississippi State.
Yeah, the numbers are. I'm staying away from it. I like Tennessee a lot. I want some Tennessee future tickets, but I'd be a little concerned. I liked them in the SEC a lot. Their seed will matter, but I think tonight is difficult for them. Tough game for them tonight. North Carolina on the road at NC State.
I mean, they could lose, but I'm a big fan of North Carolina. I really am.
Won and covered 4 straight games. 4 straight wins for NC State, but they're 2-2 ATS. Number was 5. It's 5 at KenPom. It's been bet down. Carolina's 5-3 on the road. They have won their last 2 road games against Pitt and Clemson, covered both times. 5-3 at home. Beat Virginia by 16. NC State did in their last game, but that's Virginia. I've laid the 3.5 on this.
Painted 3 right now. Painted.
It's coming down. Yeah.
World has 3. 153 to game plays to the over. Just looking at it.
Well, here's the thing. NC State's going to take the air out of the ball. They
try.
I think they're 220 in tempo.
Ooh.
Carolina's top 30 in tempo. So I'm worried about that. I'm concerned about whether there's enough possessions to go over this number.
Oh, okay.
Because if you look at the way the games have been played by the teams that take the air out of the ball for North Carolina, similar to Pitt, under by 31 points.
Right.
It was 158, 70, 57 final. Clemson, same deal, under by 38.5 points. So if I was going to bet it, I would bet under. But just because I expect NC State to play like Clemson did and like Pitt did, which
makes sense.
Whoa.
Yeah, I watched some of the Pitt game against North Carolina. And again, I came away just more that is North Carolina good? Is Pitt bad? Yes.
Yes.
Like they're just literally just trying to hold the ball. And
I want to fade Pitt and I want to fade West Virginia. Kind of funny.
Right.
They're both in the same geographical area, but I would fade them both right
now.
Personal. So we're what, 2-2?
I like North Carolina here.
So do I.
Okay.
So I think UConn and Tennessee both can lose.
Kansas is winning. North Carolina's winning.
I would agree.
2 could lose.
Clemson at Vatek is the other.
Losing. Just looking at it. I didn't look no numbers yet today,
right?
Because I was with the hat guy making all them hats. So I didn't even look at the number place that I look and just see the records and the points scored and the pace.
They're both 4-3 ATS. Clemson has lost 2 games in a row outright, but so has one at home, one on the road.
Okay,
but so is Vatek. Vatek lost to Florida State as a 1-point favorite on the road. Lost to Wake Forest by 23 as 4.5-point dogs. For Clemson, they lost to North Carolina at home, laying 3, lost by 10 against Miami on the road. They laid 1, they lost by 13. Clemson's not playing well.
Are either one of these teams going to be competitive in the ACC, or are these the bottom half?
Oh, no. I mean, they're ranked. Clemson's ranked. Yeah, they're going to be competitive for sure. Clemson's 24 in KenPom.
Oh, Covey's here. Covey, put your play in. He said Mississippi State money line.
Okay, good.
Covey's one of our college basketball guys. We're going to have to get him on the show as a little bit of a contributor or something.
Good.
But,
so if Vatek wins, we're 3-2 potentially
of ranked teams losing.
Dogs.
It's 2 or 3. 2 or 3 are losing.
Yeah.
There's not going 5-0.
No,
and they're not going 0. I will be majorly shocked if all 5 win.
Oh, right. Yes, I would agree.
Right.
Or all 5 lose. Yeah. Either way, 0-5 or 5-0, I would be borderline stunned.
Yeah.
On both. I don't see either, of those two things happening, but there's a lot of things. Playing on the road in college basketball is so hard.
Right.
And playing on the road in college basketball in conference is so hard.
Why is that? I've asked that question for about 15 years. I went to Penn State.
Because it's loud as holy hell.
I know,
it sucks to play on the road. It sucks to have 10,000 people in a bandbox yelling at you. It sucks. You don't play the same. You get all out of whack. Kid talks about your girlfriend, takes about your mom. You got pictures of your, the girl that cheated on you in high school. What am I talking about? Playing on the road is brutal. College kids, they do deep dives into your background. They take your Twitter picture. They take your girlfriend.
I guess it's way worse than it was when I was at Penn State.
It's way worse.
It's way worse now, but it never fails. Like you see it, especially when they go to certain places. Like there's hard gyms to play at. Yeah. Well, but for teams that aren't top teams, they're going there and it's going to be a tough place to play. And if they're dogs at home, you want to play that team. There's no one specific.
Do they sell liquor? Okay. Can you drink at the game? Okay. 2, do they have lots of fans? 3, how close are they to the actual playing surface? Like when you go play at Creighton, I saw it for years. Teams would walk in. It's an 8,000 kid school. It's tiny. It's not 17,000 people are in that building and they're all drunk. And they all yell at you the entire time. They literally, you have guys who are mild-mannered people. I've watched dentists and doctors who are wearing half zips and their polo cardigans, and they're all ready to go, and they're MFing some 18-year-old kid running, dribbling the ball up the court. It is hard to play on the road in college basketball.
This is so funny. Chef Benny, newly
Providence,
father of the brigade.
Look out.
Girl dad said it at QU, which is
Quinnipiac.
Right. He said we would deep dive into the goalie and harass him for the 2 periods that they were on his end.
Yeah. You find everything about the guy. Because that's what you do. It's what makes it fun. That's what makes, college athletics so entertaining and interesting. And college basketball is different. Because the thing about football, this is always like that thing about why are basketball players more recognizable? Why are they more well known? You play with a helmet. You play with something blocking your face. Like people don't know who you are per se, unless you are interviewed a ton. And the quarterback is, and the running back is, but like the starting linebacker is not. The defensive lineman's not.
That's just when you play college football, you wear a helmet and a mask.
Because you don't. So my point is, in college basketball, you're known. People see you. They walk you. You're one. Football players are big, but they're a lot of big guys. Basketball players are fucking aliens. They're not part of. When you see, I saw a guy from France who's 7'2" walking around at an AAU tournament this summer. He looked like something that's not a human. Like my friend who I'm with, his son is a high-level recruit now, top 100 recruit.
Right.
And he played basketball at UCLA. He's 6'11". And when he looks up at somebody, he's like, I don't look up at anybody. It's really weird for me to
Can you imagine that? There's not one person he ever looks up to until he looked up at that guy.
And he went, that kid's not normal.
Right?
I was like, you're 6'11". He's like, yeah, but he's 7'2". Like, there's a difference.
I love tall guys. We need more tall guys in the brigade. But like when we went to dinner in LA when we were at the Super Bowl with AC,
yeah.
We met him on the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, bro. You're right. He is tall. His feet were gigantic.
6'7".
He was like, hey, man, nice to meet you. Give me that quick bro hug. I was like, whoa. I didn't know my hands and everything was moving all over the place. I was like, whoa, this is a big dude. And then we sat down at the table and I was looking up at him across the table. Like, I was like, man,
I don't know why all of my good friends are all over 6'1". It's a riot. They're all like big, tall dudes.
Wait a second. So we're not good friends because I ain't.
No, I mean, yes, obviously, but like I'm talking about like my people from Omaha, people I grew up with, people that like I've associated with throughout the years. You obviously are, but like they are all really tall, 6'11", 6'2", 6'3". Like I always laugh.
5'10". I'm 5'11" in the program,
short,
but I'm 5'10".
I'm 6 feet, but I mean it's like, and I'm short compared to how like whenever I was at a bar with AC, I'm like, I'm 6 feet tall. I should be somewhat tall. And you make me feel like I'm a midget. Like I can't.
Yeah.
It's like, you're so much bigger than I am. It's ridiculous. So, but that's college basketball players. You know who they are. Like you see them on TV.
Right.
You can do so much more from the harassment standpoint. And you're so much closer to them than you are on a football field.
Right.
Like a football player is like really far away from you. A basketball player is right. He inbounds the basketball like a foot away from you.
You can hear it all.
Yeah.
When the Fab Five came into Penn State, that was one of the best. I was one of the first kids in the door.
Yep.
They were chirping back and forth with the student section, and they had game. Like Rose, Weber didn't say much. Ray Jackson.
Yep.
He lit everybody up. And Jimmy King just kept smiling, and then he would always throw a dagger or two, but he didn't say much. But my goodness. And they kept it going during the game. They were taking the ball out on timeouts after a TV timeout. They would tell the student section what they were going to do, and then they went and did it. And I was like, this is incredible. Because we never had anybody really do that in the A-10. We were in Atlantic 10. Different basketball.
Talked so much trash to Tim Duncan when he came in with Wake Forest.
Oh, God. It
was Marcus Camby against Tim Duncan.
Duncan was a good dude. Like, he didn't say
we MF'd that guy up. And I mean, I told you that was my Southern Comfort story. It's why I can't drink Southern Comfort ever again. But I camped out for literally a day.
Right.
And I just drank a bottle of Southern Comfort and went to the game and then watched it come out of me for about 3 hours after the game. For that, I've never drank Southern Comfort since, but it was
I don't
the
even like
smell
the
of it.
smell of Southern Comfort.
Smell of it. I can't go near it. The smell of it, anything just makes me want to go, oh my God, there it is. I'm right back to that December night camping out for UMass Wake Forest, 1 versus 2. Tim Duncan against Marcus Camby. We knew they were going to be together for years watching each other play. It was, we were all over him, called him all sorts of funny names. It was fun.
Put it in the chat. We got a bunch of people in there. I'm just curious because I just saw somebody say they have a friend who's 6'11", football guy, 97. Yep. What's the tallest person you know in your life? I'm curious what people will say.
6'11". Kevin Walker, UCLA, was in Blue Chips. Got dunked on by Shaq in Blue Chips.
That's your buddy?
Yeah, it's my friend. His son is now one of the top recruits in he's a junior. He's a junior.
Oh, that's that guy you went to see last summer here.
Yeah. His son is a straight up. Coach Mack has looked at him, and he's most likely going to stay in the South, but he's being really heavily recruited by SEC schools. But he may wind up going somewhere else. We'll see where. But he's a high level recruit, guard, big kid. He's not as tall as his dad. His mom is only it's really funny because Kevin is 6'11". His mom is 5'2". So
I don't know how, what kind of,
I asked them, I was at the wedding. I went to their wedding and I was like, this is a riot. It was really funny watching them walk down the aisle.
Right.
She used to laugh. She's like, she was a complete Southern belle. She ran a cheerleading school for years. So she's a cheerleader. And so she would wear 6-inch heels. She would wear the biggest heels you could find. And she'd only be she wouldn't even be a normal 5'7", 5'8". So yeah. So their son is 6'6".
Okay.
He's not as tall as dad,
right,
but he's still pretty tall, but he plays guard. He can shoot the lights out, plays for Huntsville High. And he's a really good player in Huntsville. Huntsville's ranked number 1 in the state of Alabama.
We got some guys with some tall friends, man. Eron Sean, 6'10". Yeah. Jay Dalbet's 6'10". Joel,
if you're 6, you know this. If you're 6'10" or higher, this is my mom had when I was at home. She had one of these weird Alexa things that scrolled random stats.
Okay.
If you're 6'10" or higher, there's less than 4,000 people in America who are that tall.
Really?
I was like, what? 6'10" or higher, there's less than 4,000 people in America who are taller than who are that tall. You are that's what I mean. They look like aliens. If you're 6'10" or higher, you don't look like everybody else. There's plenty of 6'5" and 6'6" guys, but 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet tall, they just don't exist.
No, that's right. That's crazy. I played hockey with a guy, Shoop. He was 6'5".
Oh my God! On skates, he must have been Chara.
Chinese guy.
Chinese.
I was in his wedding. I was the best man in his wedding. All this stuff, and he had a cousin. So his full name is Choupé.
Okay.
And his cousin Schubert is 6'7". But Schubert went to Cornell, Ivy League kid, beanpole. Those two geniuses said, we're going to play in a summer league basketball for off-season training. So we're home in Pittsburgh. And I said, you guys are serious? You want to play in a summer basketball league? I know Shoop is athletic. I'm not. He said, Schubert will play zone. He'll stay in the middle. He weighed $160. He would look like Chet. I was like, this is okay. We'll play. I didn't know this was where the Pitt players and the Duquesne players and everybody, this is where they ran in the summer. Yeah. We showed up. We lost the first game by 50. Woo. I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. They're like, we've already paid the money. We got to play. Played that whole summer, got my ass kicked every damn day.
Love is blind.
Love is blind, fellas. Look up.
I love the fact that the Twitter handle is on this when it goes on the screen.
That looks amazing.
I love that looks like. It looks so
we got to
good.
figure that out for the. I mean, can you imagine we get some of these?
Oh no, I could do it. I'm just scared to do it because I'm not sure how I just got to figure out we're going to do a test run before we make the changeover.
BvB After Dark show.
Something. We're going to do something, a quick little thing so we can test it out to see what it looks like, to see if it works. You guys
to come in.
Yeah, be a part of the chat.
And we'll
tell you when we do it, just to make sure it works. because otherwise, because I do it manually, I schedule everything manually right now, and there's a way of doing it so it's automated, and I'm a little worried about doing the automation as to how that's gonna work. So we don't want to screw it. Things have been working fine. Don't want to screw it up. Minnesota's at Dallas tonight in the NHL. Minnesota is starting a rookie, first start ever in goal tonight.
Over?
I mean, yeah. Dallas and over, yes.
Yeah.
Most likely the kid gets lit up. On the road at Dallas.
I had such a good night with the hockey last night. I didn't even look to see if there were games today. It's a light card today, right?
Light card, yep. 2 games we're talking about.
Oh, Montreal at Philly, Minnesota at Dallas, and Vegas at Colorado. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, that's a show me game. The Knight's got to show me something. Over is plus money. Over 6.5 is plus 05.
Under 6.5, yeah.
Yeah, under 6.5 under is minus a quarter. So my first thought was over plus 05. I like over.
It's Wedgwood at home. Wedgwood gives up 3-4 goals.
Yeah.
Jesper Wallstead making his NHL debut tonight.
I just looked down in the chat. PSU Sheppy's hilarious, right? He's a Pittsburgh guy. He was my first boss outside of my family and the internship at KDK. He was here. I got to get him a BvB Brigade hat. He's getting the Pittsburgh special or the Boston special, the Bruins special, black and gold.
Right.
He said he knows 2 people 6'6" at his country club. He's 5'6" on his tippy toes. The one guy asked him if he was a little person. It's not even fair. It's not even nice. I hope Sheppy took his cash golfing.
I love this line. Read this line. That's a lot. Chinese, 6'5", and hockey all in one sentence.
Listen, Shoop changed the game.
That's really good, though.
It was all together. I
Oh,
can fix it right now. He won't come on the show.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's true. Chinese, 6'5", and hockey. That's a lot.
Played on his line. I said, you're my center. I'm on the wing. You be the center. He was cheap. He used to run people. We played it this summer at the deck hockey joint. Man, he was dirty as could be, but he could be. When you're that tall, you take liberties.
Yeah. People let you go. People look at the quarterbacks. Look at Josh Allen. Oh my God.
He delivers. What happened?
Whoa.
What? What's wrong?
Hold on.
Can't be.
Massive news.
Can't be. I just looked at the chat. This is true.
Nick Saban is retiring. Nick Saban is walking away from college football.
Bama, Rammer, Jammer. What is the cheer?
Hold on. Oh my God. Nick Saban is retiring. My friends in Alabama are going to be absolutely throwing up.
Apoplectic.
Chris Lowe, ESPN college football senior writer, reporting, sources to ESPN, Nick Saban will retire. He has won 6 national championships at Alabama. Who are they going to get? Who wants to replace Nick Saban at Alabama?
Good question.
Oh my. I mean, look. This was supposed to be Dabo Swinney. This was the plan. Does he go home? And do you want him if you're Alabama after what just happened with the last 2 years? Bill O'Brien, see ya. He's available now. Oh, I'm sorry, not Bill. Sorry. The guy, not Bill O'Brien. He was there last year. Sorry, Bill O'Brien. Tommy Reese. Sorry. Tommy Reese is available for Alabama, for anyone, for offensive coordinator. He's got to be pissed. He just left Notre Dame, went to Alabama, went to the playoffs with Alabama, and now he's going to have to move again. He's a young guy. That is seismic
Josh
news.
Randall said Deion Sanders? What? No.
There is no, I will chop my left hand off.
Whoa. Nobody's chopping any limbs off.
If
Calm down.
Deion Sanders were to be hired to coach in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you want to talk about the opposite of the type of coach that would work down there? Trust me, that will never fly. You will never be able to do that at Alabama. You could go to Kentucky
couldn't come in with the glasses and stuff.
He could do like a low-level school. If he won like an SEC championship at Kentucky, then Alabama would take him. But to go from Colorado, where you got smoked at the end of the year, no way. Ain't happening. Who is going to get that job? Pete Carroll?
No, he's 72.
I mean, he worked really well in college football when he was there. He said, I'm ready to go. Got energy. Could you imagine if Pete Carroll went back to the college ranks in the NIL world? The deals that guy pulled?
Stop.
I'm not saying stop. That could make sense.
Brakes. Put the brakes on. You just saw Pete staying in Seattle. He's going to be an advisor. He's going to hang out in the side.
What do you want to do? Coach Alabama or advise in Seattle and watch somebody else coach your team? See ya. Give me Alabama. Let's go.
It's going to be a meat grinder. The SEC now.
Oh, Paul Feinbaum's show is going to be so good today. Oh, my God. Feinbaum's show is going to be epic. Nick Saban has retired, the greatest coach in the history of college football. Alabama fans are going to be drunk. They're going to drink so much tonight. They're so mad.
Dabo gets the job.
That's the heir apparent. That's what it was supposed to have been, but it's not that easy. See, here's the thing. You could go outside the conference and go get somebody who's been very successful, but there's a really big problem when it comes to coaching in Alabama. Trust me, I was there. I saw 5 coaches in 4 years.
Right.
They don't, if you aren't from, and Nick wasn't, if you remember,
right.
Okay? He had to earn his way in.
Right.
You're from the outside the family. You don't know what it means to be an Alabama football player or to be an Alabama Crimson Tide fan, and you can't relate to those people. It is a grind to get them to buy in. It is hard. So they are stubborn.
So Belichick's not going down there.
Why would you? I mean, look, I'm not putting anything past, but him and Nick are close. They're tight. I don't see Bill ever want. Bill's never coached in college his career ever.
Right.
So like it's never been a head coach. So I can't see him wanting to go down and dealing with kids.
There's no way Urban Meyer is going there.
Oh my God. Urban Meyer.
There's no way. No way. No way. I love this. I'm looking at the chat. I'm watching it because
I'm out. Why? Why no way? Why is Urban Meyer? What?
Urban Meyer's going to go. That's going to fly in Alabama.
Yeah, he's won championships. Yes. He can diddle around with whoever he wants. No one would care. He can do all sorts of that stuff. Nobody will care. Urban Meyer, yes. I
said Sark and Arch to Bama.
Sarkisian's a good name to watch. That's a very good name because this would be the year to do it. Before Texas gets into the SEC, you would then go to Alabama, and you haven't had that conference rivalry yet. It wouldn't be as bad. Texas fans will hate the guy and burn the guy's house to the ground. Texas would freak out if he left Texas for Bama, but that would be that's it. I like that.
Harbaugh to Bama. No chance.
Well, that's only because it's no chance, only just because he stays in the NCAA. So he'd still have to deal with the sanctions if he stayed in college.
Chance.
Yeah, because if he's leaving, he's getting away from the sanctions.
Bye-bye.
He'd stay with the sanctions for that if Nick Saban.
Matt Rule?
No. Matt Rule. No.
I'm just reading.
Yeah, they would never accept. He's got 1 year now. He's done 1 year at Nebraska and hasn't had any success.
Stout said I can't read. I can read. I read what you wrote. Stout said Deion Sanders.
Yeah, no.
There's no chance.
All right, I'm making a market. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Sarkisian is your favorite at 3-1.
He's gonna just pick up and say, "Oh, Texas, it's been great. We got to the playoff. We're going to the SEC. We own the state. I'm going to just go to Alabama now."
That's why he's 3-1. It's not like a shoo-in, but he's 3-1. He's my leader. Second would be, I don't know.
Do you think they even call Urban Meyer?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
The last time he coached, it didn't really go so well.
Let me see who the inside people are. I'm texting my people right now.
Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher.
Man, he really did hate the NIL. NIL caused Nick Saban to retire. He hated it. He hated having to pay for kids. It made him sick. Pete Carroll, I would say, is on the board.
Mike Vrabel?
No. Nobody from the NFL is going to college. You don't
Lane
do that.
Kiffin?
Okay. Let's discuss Lane Kiffin for a second. It makes a ton of sense. He would take the job. The antics would have to stop. The things he's doing, which I won't say, but everyone knows the things he does at Ole Miss, you would need to stop it at Alabama. And I don't know if he would or he wants to.
That's inside school stuff there.
He likes
after the show.
He likes his fun. How about that?
Really?
Lane likes his fun. Lane likes to do whatever Lane wants to do. And at Alabama, it would be very similar to Mike Price. And Mike Price got, see you later. So,
just that.
Yeah. He likes to have his fun. So, there's you really have to be careful at Alabama because this is Alabama. This is like you're the coach of Alabama. Like you have to. You're supposed
Oregon's
to hold.
Dan Lanning is
Okay.
expected to be the top target to replace Saban, according to Brett McMurphy.
Exactly what I was talking about. Okay, exactly what I was mentioning. This is what Auburn did. Okay, Auburn went outside, got somebody from the Pacific Northwest to come down to Auburn, and when they hired him, Auburn fans literally were like, "Get out of here. You have no ties to this market. You can't win here." So I love Dan Lanning. He's awesome. As far as I know, he has no ties to the South. None. You are going to start with one hand tied behind your back with Alabama fans, and don't tell me they don't matter, because they absolutely matter. The big, high-powered guys in that state, they want one of their own. They always do. That's why we went from Mike Dubose to Mike Shula, where we went to Dennis Francione, like all the coaches that I was there that I covered. Mm-hmm. And we watched them all had the same problem. They weren't from the family. Dubose was, but he sucked.
Talk about a guy coming in with an arm tied behind his back. He's following Nick Saban.
Oh, which is harder, Belichick or Saban to follow?
He's got both arms behind his
which is a harder job? Which is a harder guy to follow? The best coach of all time in the NFL or the best coach of all time in college?
The expectations for the college, I would vote the college.
I think so too. I do. I agree.
Fans are way more passionate. There's
agreed.
No distraction. Like
it's a harder job.
If the Patriots are bad, you guys, the fans are like, "Oh, we got
draft picks.
We got the
right.
We can move on." Like it's they'll turn it around. Like they don't.
Agreed.
Easy to not care. Bama football is life. Holy crap!
This is so fun. The last time they had a coaching search. Oh my God.
Wow. So now what? He said, who said it? Somebody said he's joining the game day crew, Konowinski. He replaces Corso.
100%.
Right?
That's
and they pay him a ridiculous amount of money. He don't even take a pay cut leaving.
Amen.
Recruit. He shows up and puts a suit on, talks about football, and goes home.
So Nick Saban was in 2007. I forgot about Joe Kynes. I was trying to remember who replaced Mike Shula. Joe Kynes replaced him.
How long did he last?
One game. He was interim.
Oh.
So Mike Dubose was 97 to 2000. That's when I showed up in Alabama. They fired Mike Dubose. Des Francione came in. He was there for 2 years. They blew him out. Mike Price got himself fired before he ever coached the game. I'll never forget that. I had lunch with Mike Price at a luncheon literally a day before he went down to Destin, Florida, where he got himself fired.
Right.
Then they went to Mike Shula, who was there, and Mike Shula's press conference still goes down as the single worst press conference I've ever seen a coach hold ever. He was 10-23 in his tenure. He was tremendous. That's what I watched, Dave. I watched 10-23. Alabama, coached by Mike Shula.
People would love to see that now.
That's what I watched.
You want to talk about getting a comeuppance?
Put it this way. Mike Shula lost 23 games.
Yeah.
Nick Saban lost 27 fucking games in his whole tenure. I saw 23 losses when I was covering Alabama. From 2007 until now, 2024, they lost 27 games.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I had to deal with that. I had to watch that. It's so unfair what I had to cover. I went to every Alabama game for 5 straight years, and 3 of those years was Mike Shula. Oh, what I would not have given to have watched Alabama and Saban in national championships and his record 189-27. 189-27. It's just, you serious?
Leg Show Magazine just came in the chat. Whether this is a joke or not, I don't know. But if it is a joke, you did good. If it's true, Bama, here you go. My friend goes to Bama.
Okay.
And he told me he saw Rex Ryan walking around campus with the athletic director for what it's worth.
That's just a boy getting a tour. Ain't no way.
Rex Ryan in Alabama?
You know what's funny? Nick Saban was already doing hits on Pat McAfee's show.
Of course.
So here comes Nick to replace Pat on Tuesdays. Nick Saban Tuesdays.
Right?
Breaking down football.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Everyone's going crazy. On the scale from probably not to hell no, should Dan Lanning consider taking the Alabama job? He should not. It's a bad move. Stay where you are, man. Build Oregon. Do not go to Alabama.
Right?
That is a bad idea. Dan Langen's a bad idea. Dabo is the option, right? I mean, but the problem is,
Dabo's established himself now. Like,
do you know what this does to the entire recruiting world in college football? Every recruit, every 5-star going to Bama is now up for grabs. Man alive. Alabama fans are going to go into the new SEC going, uh-oh. Look, what do we do? We might go right back to where we were.
Boys in the chat love me playing a violin. Here's a violin for all of you Bama fans. Clip it, Mikey. There you go. Hold the chin tight and just play it just like that. There you
go. Auburn's 0-3 site looks like it was first. Guy came out and said, rumor is Nick Saban has called a mandatory meeting for 4 p.m. Eastern time today. That's exactly what happened. He told the team.
Day to Bama? No.
Please no.
Way.
Please no.
No way.
17-year run in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 6 national championships. There will never be another one. Man, our Auburn fans, they're going nuts on Twitter. Auburn fans are so happy. Oh, I love college football. This is so good. They're like taking victory laps right now that Nick's out.
What's the number to win it all? Did that move?
I mean, we got to find who replaces him, right? If Dabo goes there, Dabo Swinney goes there, Alabama can keep it rolling.
If Dabo Swinney goes,
but remember, there's all those, like, how much money do you actually want to pay for Dabo Swinney? Because there are like massive poison pills.
Wow. So Georgia's 3-1, Ohio State 7, Texas 750, and now Bama 10-1.
Bye-bye. See ya. And that will keep falling depending on the coach.
Oregon 12, LSU now 12. Jump them up. Michigan 12, Ole Miss 12. Books just said, put everybody 12.
Man, Pete Carroll retires or gets moved off. Nick Saban retires. Could the Belichick news drop today? Can we get 3 legendary coaches all to leave today?
Enough. No. All right. Give us something to talk about tomorrow.
Right? Spread it out.
I'm hoping we're on when Belichick news hits.
Oh, hell yeah. Of course. Especially because if it means Mike Vrabel's coaching, I'm jumping up and down.
Kirby Smarts can go to the Atlanta Falcons? What?
He is?
No. LL's in there. Just everybody's listen. The rumors are going fly. Everything's flying right now.
I think Dabo's I would put Dabo Sweeney, Lane Kiffin, and Urban Meyer. And Sark. I think those are your 4 options right there.
Oh, Johnny Parlay. What an unbelievable scenario.
What?
Remember when Saban said he wasn't leaving the Dolphins? Maybe Saban's going to Matt's Pats.
Yuck. I don't want Nick Saban in the pros. No way. I want no part of Nick Saban. No. Nick needs to retire. Nick wants to retire. Nick wants to go build dealerships all over the country.
Car dealerships?
He owns 3 massive Mercedes-Benz dealerships. He makes millions on them. He has a Ferrari dealership. He drives Ferraris around. That's how he goes on recruiting trips. He drives Ferraris that he sells.
Get us out of here before we got to go, and then we'll do bonus time.
It's unbelievable. More on Nick Saban retiring coming up tomorrow. Huge news in the college football world. Huge news in the college football betting market. We got bonus time coming on the other side. You guys are live on Twitter and YouTube. Do not move if you are listening on SiriusXM or watching on Sports Grid. Thank you for being here. If you ever want to check out bonus time, you can do so on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. Time for bonus time.
Holy shit. I was waiting. That's a big bombshell. That was fun. I don't know there's going to be a lot of repercussions of this. This is great.
I'm waiting on TJ. TJ's going to tell me they must be so. In fact, I haven't gotten a text message from.
Oh, you're frozen. You can't freeze right now. Look at that face.
Am I back? I didn't freeze the whole show.
I know.
That's okay. Good. I didn't freeze the whole show. That's good.
James Franklin, your new Alabama football coach. That's awesome.
James Franklin going to Tuscaloosa?
Right down there.
He would get absolutely chewed up and spit out. That ain't working.
This is speculation is going to run rampant.
They have to know. They have to know. They have to know. It can't be like we're going to conduct a search. They can't do that.
What do you mean?
If Nick did that to them after 17 years, if Nick was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gone. I mean, you're putting them in a spot. I mean, signing day, we just had it. All these kids are going to ask to be out. Like, get me out of here. All these kids are going to run to the portal. All the kids on the roster are going to run to the portal.
The NIL.
Oh,
like we only know it from the outside. From the inside, it must be way worse than anybody will actually say that's still in it, right?
I guarantee Saban will go on a crusade and rip it apart the second he gets a chance to. And saying, you guys fucked up. You completely fucked this whole thing. I'm done. I can't stand it. I had to leave. I couldn't be here anymore. Well, Nick Saban lost his final game in Alabama.
Bummer.
How about that? He lost his final game in Alabama.
Yes, he did.
Whew.
What if Carroll wants to go back to college? Prezano.
That's what we said. Yeah.
72.
I'm not throwing it out the window. Carroll's possible. Not likely, but possible.
Man. I don't know. I don't know what's like. Nothing will surprise me. But a big-time guy following Saban, I don't think is an option. Like, I don't think Dabo's going to go.
Why? He's getting run out of Clemson. They don't like him there anymore. I don't know if Alabama wants him. I think he'd take the job right now in a heartbeat, but the bloom's off the rose for that guy.
It's all uncertainty with the conferences and the situations with the NIL and all this other stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, he's going home. If he goes home, that's all they want. They want one of their own.
Whew.
Dabo Sweeney's one of their own. And he taking over, he can absorb he can keep kids.
He'll get a pass
early for a year. Yeah.
Okay.
For a year. He won't. Dan Lanning won't. Dan Lanning will have to win right now. No questions asked. He goes there. The open press conference is how many games are winning next year? Like bottom line. Like who are you bringing from Oregon? How many players you bringing from Oregon? Bringing your quarterback? I guess he's long. His Bonix is gone. But like it would be, the bar will be so much higher for Dan Lanning than it will be for a Dabo Sweeney.
Right.
Even for, I mean, look, Sark they love the Sarkisian hire because you're screwing over Texas. So you're ripping Texas and you're taking a coach who was there for years, and he can come back and say, Nick Saban saved my career. I mean, it would be the similar refrain that you hear from Mike Vrabel about how special Alabama is. I came here, I was down on my luck. I was an alcoholic. I had nobody would touch me. Nick Saban gave me a job, gave me a chance. We went and won a national championship together, and then I got the Texas job, proved myself, and now I can come back here to repay you guys for what you did for me. The Sark story is perfect. Don't know if it happens, but the Sark story is perfect.
That was perfect timing too for the end of the rundown. Like the timing of that couldn't have been any better.
I'm glad we got it on the air.
Right?
I'm glad we got it.
The reaction to that. Now
I couldn't believe it. I just saw it on Twitter. I'm like, shut up. Come on.
I saw it in our chat. That was, thank you guys for whoever said it first, and then get confirmation and then get sources. And because I'll read any shit in the chat. I love reading the shit. Like if you'd have left it in a super chat, I'd have stopped the whole show right there and said, holy shit. Saban is done. And I don't know if you guys new to the chat or don't know, like you can leave that super chat button is on the side.
Yeah.
Just hit that. It lights it up in the colors, depending on whatever amounts you put in. It's much appreciated, but not required.
It's a really funny line. Guy says, I would pay an ungodly amount of money to watch a reality show where Nick Saban and Bill Belichick live together and have a fun little adventure in retirement.
It's awesome. Not a bad idea.
That'd be awesome.
Not a bad idea.
See if they can work. They can work things. As the news breaks about Nick Saban's retirement, Michigan announces a Saturday parade at 4 p.m., culminating with an honoring of the national champs at the Chrysler Center at 7 p.m.
There is no way Harbaugh goes there. He's going to the pros.
Oh God, no! He's not staying in college. He's running from the NCAA.
Well, you saw it happen kind of in college basketball, right? The guys that were around and older, Jay Wright left, Coach K left. A lot of the guys that have won and been around are like, yeah, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. Saban got to be like that was a tough year as far as keeping it all together. And
it's the rules, though. I mean, again, he wasn't supposed to have Jalen Milroe as his quarterback. He was supposed to have like 4 other options. He was forced to go to war.
Yeah, that has to be
Jalen Milroe. And he was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to go and pay $10 million for a quarterback. I'm not doing that. I did that in the pros. The kids come in with an attitude. Kid come in with what was in it for me, not the program. What's in it for me? And he's like, you know what, guys? Thanks. I'm good. I won 6. I'm out. Bye. You made it the NFL. I hated the NFL. I want no part of it.
Well, that's going to be interesting. We'll have something to talk about all the rest of the week.
Hell yeah. I was trying to get you to spit your drink out there.
I saw you lean forward. That's why I was like, I didn't even what. But if you give me that jump scare one, do the Brigade Proxy Service one for the people that don't know. Just hit
watch your speakers, everybody. Just FYI on I love that one.
That was good.
It was loud. In case you weren't awake. That one put you into the awake one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too good. How big of a statue are they going to build for Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa? My God, they're going to rename the whole damn town.
Does he stay there now, or is he just moved to Florida or something?
No, I think he goes back to Florida because that's where he has a Mercedes and Ferrari dealership in Miami.
Oh.
He's got that's what he's going to do. Like he'll do game day. He's going to be on game day for sure.
Right.
He'll replace Corso. Man, Pat,
we should look into that. Do we got any car guys? We could get the BvB car dealership.
Yeah, I got car guys. Sure, I know car guys. I have the car guy.
Get involved in
it. We know car guys.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert's not playing.
The car dealership.
Rudy Gobert's not playing tonight for the T-Wolves, by the way. All right, Indiana State +2. It's 2.5 now on Drake. Road team. I don't think Drake can score enough They're missing Roman Penn in a really big way.
Okay.
It's a lot on Tucker DeVries. He's having his worst shooting year in college because everyone's clamping down on him, and he doesn't have the help that he used to have. And Indiana State is battle tested. They've gone on the road to big places, Michigan State, Alabama. They've played the Knapp Center before. This is one of the best offenses in the entire country, one of the best shooting teams in the entire country. I don't think Drake can keep up. They just got killed by Belmont on the road. I'm taking Indiana State +2. You get 2.5 now.
I just clicked refresh. Yeah, I'm gonna take the favorite. Just based on the line movement. I don't know nothing about either team.
Lyman was wrong yesterday, by the way.
Team is named Sycamores.
Correct.
Drake is the Bulldogs.
Correct.
Is this a big game locally?
Massive.
It is.
Massive game. This is a huge game. Yes.
And you're taking the road team.
Yeah, I'm taking Indiana State. Yeah, taking the better offensive team. I did not. That Drake, everyone's buying Drake because they played so poorly. It's a buy low spot on Drake. They're at home. I understand all that. I just did that with Iowa State yesterday. Okay, I understand that point. That's why I bet Iowa State. The difference is at Indiana State, this is the best team in the Valley.
Wow. And you're a big Drake guy.
Yeah. This is the Indiana State's the best team in the Valley.
All right, I'll take the home team. I'll take the home team -2.
Your numbers are 5-4 for Indiana State on the road, 3-4 ATS for Drake at home. Drake beat Illinois State badly in their last home game by 17, lost by 22 on the road to Belmont. But I mean, again, the Bama on the road, Bradley on the road, Northern Illinois on the road, Michigan State on the road, Northern Iowa on the road. Last game won by 11. They were laying 2.5. They won by 11. Staying in state, didn't go home, stayed there, just went down from Cedar Rapids down to Des Moines. I think it's a sellout tonight, but the Knapp Center is a tough place to play, but it's not that hard to play. It's a converted indoor track place. They still run the Drake Relays there. Have you ever seen the Drake Relays, by the way?
No.
You ever hear of them?
No.
It's the biggest college track and field event of the year. It's in Des Moines. Massive party, drinking, huge deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. See, I went to a couple of years. Drake Relays are cool. NC State -3. Sorry, NC North Carolina -3.5 at NC State.
Bet it.
Numbers coming down. Still,
we're fading. Road teams now.
I had home team yesterday. Road teams today.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm staying away from the other teams that are favored on the road. That's it.
Right. Okay.
But this one I like. I think Carolina wins their third straight road game, and then over 252 Washington, Indiana.
I think this is just a requirement.
I would.
But I mean, this is hesitation because Halliburton. I don't think this is an auto play. If everybody's in, this line's 260.
You're right. Yes. Agreed.
I mean, wasn't it that when they played in Washington?
It was 260 and they pushed and landed 260. First game they played was 232. It went over by 30 points.
Flew over. Right.
Yeah. Flew over.
So this is going to be a little bit of a sweat, but I think bet this too.
Oh, look at that. What's up, Romel? I know. What's up, dude? How are you? It's one of my Midwestern friends. That's good. Thanks for being in the chat, dude. That's awesome. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Matt is right on the Drake Relays. It's a big party. The Penn Relays in Philadelphia is supposed to be a big
Very similar. Yes.
Okay.
I've gone to that too.
Oh, you have been to the Penn Relays?
My cousin ran in it.
Really?
Yeah. My cousin was a sprinter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fly.
Really?
Fly. Yeah. 5'8" running back, Ridgefield High.
I don't know. I've often asked this question. I'll save it more for tomorrow when we got people. But would you rather run fast or jump high? If you could only pick one.
Jump high.
Jump high is always more.
Because I could jump high. I could do it. So
right.
I could run. I'm quick. I'm not fast. I'm quick, and I could run distances, but I could jump.
Right.
So I jumping was fun. Dunking was fun. Couldn't dunk a basketball because my hands weren't big enough at the time. I could dunk a tennis ball.
I could touch the rim, but I just couldn't get it over.
Oh, the ball. I couldn't get high enough to get the ball over. That's like, I mean, that's always the problem. It was always the problem. I could get my wrist over it to put the dude a tennis ball down, but I couldn't get like a ball over it. I was always like, damn. Because then two of my friends were able to do these. Do you remember when they sold the calf strengtheners where you'd walk around in the platform.
Yeah.
So they like legitimately did it. They weren't school.
Yeah. Right.
And they increased their 2-leg vertical by like 6 inches. It was like watching them like go like with the Inspector Gadget, like go Gadget. Nice.
Yeah.
Go, dun, 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 dun. And they would just keep going, and they would just dunk. I was like, how the they both went on to play D2 basketball. Okay. We don't have super chats for today, so we can go on to favorite thing about today.
Favorite thing about today is the hats, boys and girls.
Heck
Reverse order. I'm gonna if you didn't see them at the beginning of the show, you see them now. All right. This is the Detroit Lions, Claire Check, Daniel G, 313, whatever you want to call it. That one's pretty good. We got this one here. This is the JC from KC, Kansas City model, red. That still looks red on your screen, does it not?
Oh, it's really red. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's red. That's a phenomenal hat.
There's
that's
no question about
no
this
question. Chief red. That is a Chief hat. Yes.
This is the
Penn
hidden
State.
V Penn State model.
Yep.
You can see that navy blue on the blue.
That's a Penn State model.
But that's pretty neat. The way we changed the dollar sign with that one, so we did that.
Oh, that's hold on. Put that back up. What? So what'd you do with that? You put
double outlined it.
Outlined it.
Nice. We kept it with the blue inside, but then the white outside.
I like that a lot. That's cool.
Wanted to see if the machine could do it, and it kept it crisp. So
I like that. Neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
We changed that up. That was an experiment that worked good.
Cool.
This is a flex fit for I can't remember her name. She's the one that does the Twitter that we didn't know was
pro wrestling.
Yes.
Wow.
PW Sports. This is her high school. She said, "Get me scarlet and white with the gray." That's the way this one came. So this one is hers. PW Sport. I'll get her Twitter for tomorrow. And then this one is the cowboy model. It's navy, silver V, and the 2 Bs. But it's been cold, right? Like it's been cold here every damn morning. Like you're wearing that hat and this. And I said, hold on. I need something like this.
Oh, so you got it.
So Chef Benny got us one.
See, I like it without the pom-pom on
and we
top.
love it. This does not have a pom-pom.
No, it's a skull cap. I love the skull
cap. Right? And it's got the BvB, and I went with
Is that for you?
Blue.
Is that yours?
Yes.
Nice.
I bought myself one because she keeps this house so fucking cold at night. I'm sleeping in this. It was 63 when I woke up this morning. I was the first one up in the house, and I was shivering.
That's no
joke. I said, I got to go to the dentist to get this mold done.
63.
63 in the house. Like, you shouldn't live in the 63. Like, there got to be a minimum, a low number. I agreed to 65.
68.
I did not agree to 63. Put it in the chat if you're still here. How cold do you keep your house in the winter? It's ridiculous. Lastly, I went to the dentist. They told me I was going to get this mouthpiece and I was going to get fitted for all this stuff, right? They gave me a price and a quote that I signed when I went. I went to the sleep test. It was like 5 times the price. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the dentist and tell them I need the thing. I'm sitting in there. This woman with the mask on and the whole thing, she gives me the goo and puts it in there, does the mold and all this other stuff. And then the dentist comes and he's like, "Hey, Dave, how are you? Are you here for the night guard or the sleep guard?" I said, "What's the difference?"
Teeth grinding.
What the fuck? Are you a dentist too on his side? How did you know that?
My ex-wife is a hygienist.
Oh, so by osmosis, you got it. Very good.
You spend 11 years with somebody and you tend to learn a thing or two about dentistry. Yes.
I had no idea that there was a difference.
Oh, yeah.
So what they gave me the quote for was the night guard, not the sleep guard. So I'm like, the dentist says, "Well, your teeth are great. Like, you're taking care of them, everything, you're doing good. You need a night guard?" I'm like, "What is a night guard? I thought I was here to help me try to sleep without getting that damn machine." He said, "That's for the grinding." He said, "You need the sleep guard. That's a whole different thing." I'm like, "Oh." He goes, "It's a different price too." I said, "Okay, well, I mean, I figured it couldn't be that much." 6 times the price. The lady got me. I'm sitting in the chair. She goes, "Hey, mistakes happen. I'm really sorry about this. This is the quote for the new one." And I went, Oh, I thought I was getting over on the sleep test place because their price was ridiculous. It was like a small used car. And I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to my dentist and getting this. Turns out they got me. I was in the chair. She apologized for making a mistake. She said, do you still want it? I said, well, my options are to get this big ass machine like an alien and sleep with air blowing in my face all the time. And I still got to lose 20 pounds, or try this, or die. I don't want to die. I don't want to, so I'm going to, yes, sign the paper. I'm getting a mouthpiece. It'll be ready in 10 days. But man, you got to know the price before. That was my favorite thing about today.
No discount, no break for the mistake that they made. No, nothing.
I was so calm. Like in my old days when I went to sign out and actually give them the payment, they said, you can pay half today and half when you pick it up, or you can pay the whole thing today. And I went, that's a pretty big mistake. I was prepared. I paid already that fee in advance because you told me that's what it cost. And now I got the old switcheroo. I said, I hope it really was a mistake, because if I find out that this is how business is being done
right
in this joint, where you kind of tell them one thing and then you get them and you switcheroo it, I'm really going to tell everybody I know. And I don't want to have to do that. So we'll see. Pay half today, because I'm going to come. And if I don't like it, I'm going to rip the other sheet up, and I'm not paying the second half. But it was a learning experience for me today.
I actually am stunned at the moment. I'm texting with my. He just came out of a meeting. I'm the one that broke the news to him. You didn't know.
The guy who's the daughter is the
TJ didn't know.
TJ didn't know. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's so. He was like, I said, I said, who gets the job? He goes, what job? Defensive coordinator? I said, head coach. He goes, shit, what are you talking about? It's Saban's gone. I said, when? I said, now.
Oh, no.
I didn't know.
Oh, no.
He goes, oh my God. He goes, just like 9/11. I heard it from you first.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there you go. There's my two claims to fame. 9/11. I told him about 9/11, and I told him about
wow.
Nick Saban retires. Oh, he's gonna be so pissed off.
The chat likes the
I like it too. It's really nice.
Pop's pretty good, and then this is the Chef Benny model.
That's beautiful. I love that. That was awesome.
With the beanie on the top, or with the tassel.
I like yours. It really looks nice though. I'm gonna go get one of those. That's pretty damn cool.
Yes.
Favorite thing about today was just the show, having it done. It's super fun. Having Nick Saban have that news break. My God, Saban's. I guarantee tomorrow's Belichick. Carroll today. Mike McDaniel.
Bama?
Mike McDaniel. Oh, okay. He's kidding. Okay.
Oh,
he's kidding. I was like, wait a minute. That can't be. Oh. He's making some calls right now to find out what he can cover. So I'll let you know, guys, on tomorrow what I can figure out as to who is going to be replacing Nick Saban in Alabama. Tomorrow, fun show. Don't miss it. We're going to have a lot to get to. Is Belichick gone? At some point, it's going to have to be. David and Matt back for a Thursday's BvB tomorrow. Hats and fun. Don't move. Tomorrow. Be here.